This breaks my heart. I've spent 2 decades working with the homeless in Manchester, working on the streets, getting people off the streets into accommodation, into drug treatment, into mental health care, and then eventually some of them into jobs. 2 decades working on this. And every time I worked with someone, it broke my heart about how we let them fall so low. And it was always their fault. And we told them that it was always your fault for making the wrong choices. But just because it's your fault, you're my fellow citizen and I want the best for you and I want you off the streets. And we almost got there 10 years ago. We were almost there. Mass immigration came and nearly all the people sleeping on the streets now weren't even born in the UK. There's still some British people living on the streets, but they're in a worse position now because they're ignored. They're 3-4%. So there's little amount of help that's available. They have to fight for the help now, so they get no help. But we're importing people to live on the streets as if we're a third world country. Absolutely disgraceful. I don't see anyone living on the streets in the UK. But the simple thing with migrants, deportation. You're not looking after yourself, we're going to deport you. It's as simple as that. But no, we let them live on the streets. And charities then will go out and feed them and clothe them and give them money and make them comfortable living on the streets. And what does that do? That attracts more people to come into this country to live on the streets. If you're not getting a 3, 4, 5-star hotel. We're making this problem worse. We're turning into a third world shithole right before our eyes. This problem had almost been eradicated. And we were getting there. And we were getting the streets to a point where it was unacceptable to live on the streets and we had support. And it was still hard to get. And these people are very broken and it takes months and months working with them. But now we've just opened the floodgates to old problems we'd almost solve. And aren't we doing that everywhere? We've got diseases in this country now we've not had in decades and hundreds of years. TB is back. Why? Immigration. All sorts of diseases are coming back because of our open door policy. Knife crime. Again, we imported that problem but almost solved that in this country. We weren't murdering each other. Hardly ever. But now it's daily. Several times a day somewhere in the country someone's being stabbed to death by a migrant or a child of a migrant. And the victim is usually a migrant or the child of a migrant. But we have to watch it on our streets. We have to watch young black men dying in pools of their own blood. And I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch how they live in Africa, in the Caribbean. I don't want to watch it. That's what YouTube's for. I don't want to see it on my streets. But homelessness, living on the streets, rough sleeping, all of us should be ashamed that we allow that in this country. Because if we allow that, everything else we're going to allow will be a lot worse. A lot worse. Deportation is the only answer to foreign nationals living on the streets. Deportation. See you next time.